War started in 1914. How did it start? Why did it start? Watch the video to find out. Before World War I, there was already tension between the countries. France wanted some land that Germany stole from them.
Austria-Hungary and the Ottoman Empire were friends, but many people didn't like that. Some countries such as Romania, Bulgaria, and even Serbia had been declaring independence.
It all started in Serbia. Serbia was a Balkan nation conquered by the Ottoman Empire all the way back to the late 1400s.
For almost 3 centuries, Serbia was ruled by the Ottoman Empire until Serbia started its own revolution, which was a success, which allowed Serbia to gain independence in 1878. So Serbia doesn't have the best past with the Ottoman Empire, and since Germany and the Ottoman Empire were friends, Serbia doesn't like them both.
France and Britain signed the Treaty Entente Cordiale, resolving the colonial dispute over North Africa between the countries. Now, France and Britain were allies. France mainly did this because of Germany. Germany's military power was growing. France and Germany were turning into rivals.
Britain also wanted to make sure that Germany wasn't doing anything wrong, so they signed the treaty. Then after Germans wanted to trust the bond between Britain and France, so they put forces in Marlborough, which made the bond between Britain and France greater, making them allies.
Archduke Franz Ferdinand was the General Inspector of the Austrian-Hungarian army. He was also the next heir to the Austrian-Hungarian throne because he was the nephew of the Emperor Franz Joseph.
Franz Ferdinand decided to go to Bosnia-Herzegovina to attend the military practice in June 1914. Now Bosnia-Herzegovina is filled with Bosnians and Serbians who hated living in Austria-Hungary and hated Austria-Hungary as a whole.
Now was it a good day for Franz Ferdinand to visit Bosnia, since it was the anniversary of the Serbs' defeat at 1389, and also St. Vitus Day, which was a day of celebration for the Slavic nationalists. A secret revolution group made up of peasant students, known as the Young Bosnians, planned an attack on Ferdinand because, as I mentioned before, he was the heir to the throne.
The assassins actually failed the first attempt. There were 7 attempts to run in the motorcade along with the bystanders. One of the assassins threw a bomb at the car which bounced off the car and landed under another car. Franz Ferdinand and his wife were not hurt, but the bystanders and officers were injured. Surprising part is the only security Ferdinand had was 1 training officer and 3 police officers.
Some say that the food for Franz Ferdinand and his wife was given more importance than their security. That's like sending Donald Trump in a roofless car with 1,000 Big Macs and just 4 police officers for security.
The guy who threw the bomb was actually caught, and the other 6 assassins did not try to kill Franz Ferdinand, even though they had a clear vision because they were scared. Instead of leaving the city, Franz Ferdinand wanted to go meet the officers who were injured of the hospital. The motorcade decided to go fast because they didn't want any other assassins killing them, but the Ferdinand's car took a wrong turn and conveniently landed on one of the assassins.
The assassin was actually fleeing the city because of the failed attempt, but after he saw Ferdinand's car take a wrong turn and come his way, he pulled out his pistol. The assassin shot 2 shots, one hitting Ferdinand's wife and the other hitting Ferdinand's neck. Ferdinand's last words were, "Sophie, Sophie, don't die. Stay alive for our children." Franz Ferdinand and his wife died from the gunshots. The assassin later said he didn't mean to kill Ferdinand's wife.
The assassin got the weapon from a terrorist group called the Black Hand, who had connection with the Serbian army, causing the suspicion of Serbia's involvement in the assassination.
To this day, it is still not clear whether Serbia had anything to do with this assassination, though there were a lot of clues pointing to this. The terrorist group that supplied for this assassination had ties with the Serbian army. Serbia did not like Austria-Hungary conquering Bosnia, and 40% of the Bosnians were Serbians.
World War I was the involvement of 30 countries: Germany, France, Britain, etc.
Technological advances were made during the start of the First World War. Germans had a big navy during the time of World War One. Cannons were replaced by machine guns, which were used to attack but also draw out the enemies. Tanks and armored cars were used to travel and protect soldiers in rough and dangerous terrains. Submarines and planes were used for the first time at first to locate enemies. To locate enemies, they also used field telephones and sound devices. The new weapons they used, which they never used before, was chemical warfare, flamethrowers, and submarines. These made the war more chaotic and caused fear in soldiers during World War I.
So almost a month after the assassination of Franz Ferdinand on July 23rd, Austria-Hungary sent an ultimatum to Serbia. An ultimatum is basically a final demand. If Serbia did not meet those demands, there will be a war. Austria-Hungary made those demands so harsh that Serbia will have to reject the ultimatum and therefore war.
This does not explain the month-long delay of when Franz Ferdinand was killed to when the ultimatum was being sent to Serbia. In the month, Austria's former minister Berchtold was afraid that if Austria-Hungary goes to war against Serbia, Russia will go to war against Austria-Hungary, and Austria-Hungary cannot fight both Russia and Serbia. The Austrians spent that month talking to their ally Germany to make sure that Germany will have their back if Russia attacks.
On July 28th, Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia, and on July 1st, Germany declared war on Russia. But since Russia was already ready for the war, even before the war started, they were already ready. Then Germany declared war on France on August 3rd and marched to Belgium to invade because they were planning to invade France and then focus on Russia. Germans too went to Belgium's border on August 4th, and the British issued an ultimatum to the Germans saying get out here or something bad will happen. Germany saw something bad will happen and then Britain declared war. So in 1914, all the major powers in the World War were officially at war with each other. Therefore, World War I.
So that's how an act of terrorism in Bosnia and Serbia city led to the Great World War.